What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com, here with a name you know. You've seen him in WWF. You've seen him all over the world, and you're going to see him at MLW Battle Riot III, July 10th. We got Savio Vega. Savio, how you doing?
Savio Vega in the house. How you doing, Shane, man? How you doing? And thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mentioned off the air, I specifically requested you when I saw the roster for MLW Battle Riot. I was like, I want to talk to Savio Vega. I've never had the
Nice.
pleasure before. And you're a part of some of my fond memories as a youth, and you're going to be a part of the fond memories that we're going to have of MLW Battle Riot 3.
Yes.
How has MLW been for you so far?
I love MLW, man. Since I start there, little story there. When somebody told me, I believe was Butch Wackle Luke. He said, it's a company the wants you there and this and that, but nobody contact me for a little while. All of a sudden, Joseph Cabibo, the Sheik, he's a friend of mine. He get contact with me and he say, "Hey, man, I like you come on more," and he explain me blah blah blah. I say, "Yes, of course, let's see." And so far, man, so good. I love the company. I see pieces and pieces from before, but Core is doing a tremendous job in that company. I mean, you can see the old tapes when Terry Funk was there. I mean, love the company. Now you see a lot of second generation wrestlers and third generation wrestlers, and new guys working their ass off big time to make it in this business. And MLW is the platform for them to the company to be there. Now July the 10th, man, is sold out already. Happy for that. And man, I just want to hear that people again.
You've been in MLW for a couple of years, and one of my favorite things is when you're booked for a match, in my head, I'm like, what kind of stipulation are they going to add to this? It's going to be a Tijuana street fight, a New York street fight, a swamp fight, an Aztec jungle fight, Caribbean strap match. You've been in so many different kind of violent fights there. You're now doing the Battle Riot, which is a lot like a Royal Rumble, and we'll talk about your Royal Rumble experiences later, but how is this task for you? I know you did the Battle Royal a couple years ago in Orlando for MLW, but this is a lot different.
Yes, it's a lot of different and new characters in that ring. So let's see what happened. The people cannot miss this event. Already full is I'm excited, man, and it's a little surprise. They're probably gonna be there too by myself. I see.
Interesting.
So let's see. The people cannot miss this battle royale in 2300 Philadelphia ECW Arena.
So how have you felt being a part of some of these matches? Of course, the Caribbean strap match you helped make famous decades ago. You did that with Richard Holiday. Like I said, you have been involved in some of these street fights with Gino Medina, with Mortiz and Pagano, and Mance Warner, of course. And then the swamp fight with Leo. How has that been? I mean, it's people who knew you before WWF know that you're kind of used to that.
Yeah. I mean, here in Puerto Rico, we do those kind of gimmick matches. The barbed wire match, the cage match, the chain in the neck, the chain in the wrist. I mean, you name it, blindfold, etc., etc. And man, I'm excited to tell you, the company is doing a great job. The people that work there behind the camera are great people, professional people. I mean, I love it there. I'm working as agent there too, and close to work with the talent, and the talents are willing to work big time. I mean, I love it. Look at this. I just received a notice there. Something Danielson is going to be there, some guy. So it's every time something new in MLW. So the people cannot miss MLW. Look at that at MLW.com.
You had mentioned that you're working as an agent there. Who are some of the people you work with the most and that are impressing you the most there? Of course, there's a great roster there, but who's sticking out to you?
Yeah. Well, what I have a clinic, let's call it that way. a clinic eye, because that clinic eye come with the years in the business, and I help there the Buck Erics to work their characters, their gimmick, that claw. Jacob Fatu, talk to him a lot. I mean, few of the kids, how I call it, talk to them how to be better in the ring. The way you probably look, the way that you think, this is the way somebody else is looking different. So I'm there to help them. I don't make an extra dime for that, but I want to see them shine. I want to see the whatever work they do inside the ring goes with their character, with their personality. How to walk to the ring, how to do this. And one of the greatest men is that Jacob Fatu. I mean, these Samoans, they born to be wrestlers, and they do their job great. And working with everybody, man. When I have the chance to see the matches, watch it, and when they come back to the backstage, I talk to them. This, fix this, don't do this. With Tankman, when he taped with us, what, year ago probably already in Orlando, I saw the guy, and the vision was this vision, but when I see something in the ring, the vision was a big total different. So I grab it by the hands and sit down with me, talk to him, and we fix what we want him to look like, a big strong man, etc. And we did it. We fixed it. If nobody do that, he gonna look okay. No, he cannot look okay. He need to look 100%. Not just him, all the boys. And I'm there to help that on my behalf. Because I want to see them, nice, and I'm working with the company, so I'm gonna put my 150%.
So we're talking about some people kind of launching their superstardom. You were a big part of Stone Cold Steve Austin launching his superstardom, and I will never forget that first match. I was 10, 11 years old, and they're like, Savio Vega, Steve Austin on Raw. And I was like, okay, cool. I like both of these guys. And pardon my language, but you guys just beat the shit out of each other. It was, I'll never forget it. I remember Steve Austin was in the corner, and you hit your spin kick on him, and you went over the top rope. And it was one of those situations where I was like, I can't wait to see these two fight again, because you all started without any history. And by the end of that 7-8 minute match, it's like, okay, they have to fight again. They want to fight again. And that launched what we saw. What did you all know going into that match? Did you all know this was going to be a long-term feud?
Okay, listen to this. The first tryout match for Steve was in San Antonio, Texas. I remember I was in the catering area, lacing my boots, and here come Pat. I saw the paper, and I saw Savio Vegas against Steve Austin by that time. I said, okay, and here come Pat and say, Savio, this is Steve. He's gonna do his tryout with you. Put it together. Let me know. I said, okay, no problem. And honest, I don't know Steve from before. Maybe if I see some pictures here there, went out of my mind. Of course, honest. And I said, brother, I don't know you. You don't know me. My finishing move is a spinning kick. Let's call it in the ring. He said, okay. When he say okay, hey, I didn't even realize in that moment, but that's not okay. Coming, thinking later, it's like he was ready for this. He know already. And through the years, I said, why him and me, we have this type of chemistry, the word perfect. And thinking this is after I left WWF, WWE in that time. Thinking about why, of course. He was working in Atlanta, he was working Florida, Texas, all that area. And many guys from that area work with me here in Puerto Rico. So we got that timing already. We studied the same book. So when we went to the test, I mean, we know already what coming in the test. And man, we have a great match. That first match of his tryout, even Pat Patterson, rest in peace, his soul, man, he come to me, said, Savio, tell me. What I said to him is, you see the match? He said, yes. I said, you tell me. He said, look great. And he said, tomorrow you guys going back in the ring. I said, okay. Now, next day, next tryout, that's in where, like I said, we touch each other now. I know his timing. Let's put this. Let's put that. Let's put. Then from that moment on, they put us together for almost a year, I believe, maybe less, but looked like a year.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked every night, everywhere, pay-per-views, left and right, story with him, and like he said, Savio beat the hell out of me. I never hurt him. He never hurt me, but we work solid. We work strong, and every time, he had something in mind, like the first stunner. He said, Savio, I have in mind that this finishing move is a new one. I want to try. Can we do it today? I said, of course. I mean, we don't have a no, brother. We never have a no for something new. What about this? What about that? Yes, we have a big time routine for an hour, easy, nonstop. And then we chop here, there, put, edit all the angles, and man, enjoying working with him.
That was such a fun story. It was one of my favorite stories of that era. I remember a lot of people forget this. They teamed you guys in the tag team tournament too.
Yeah.
Then, like, I would watch everything. I was watching Superstars on Sunday mornings, so you came out there.
The other day I was thinking in that, where when I knocked the door and he opened the door, and I went like, what the heck? I remember that. Yes.
And then you were the Caribbean Kid, and you defeated him on Superstars. This was even after WrestleMania, and you all kept that up through In Your House, Beware of Dog. When you all had that first Caribbean strap match, and the show obviously did not go as planned because there was the electrical failure there.
Yeah. Yes.
At what point did they tell you guys, okay, you're going to be doing this again on Tuesday?
Yes. We when if you see, zoom the camera, look at me for 1 second, the lights right there strike, and boom, went out. And so we killed, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes around the ring, me, doing the gaga to see if the light coming back. And one of those try, Steve swing the belt and hit me right here in my back of my head. Oh my God, and hard, because he was, throwing hard. So now, here come Bruce. Hey, you have to do the match. So let's go inside. And you could see, the people could see, but not, write it. So we did the match. Great match. Was a good match. We do whatever the routine we have in mind. When we come back to the dressing room, that's when Pat comes and says, Savio, Steve, on Tuesday, you guys have to do the match again because nobody sees it. And we are like, oh man, we are beat up. We beat the hell out of each other, that night. So they give us Monday night off, and we work on Tuesday. Now they add the point where Ted DiBiase is leaving to WCW, so they put the chauffeur type of deal, in where if he had lost, I'm gonna be the chauffeur and blah blah blah. And if he lost, he's gone out of the WWE. So man, the match come up good. But to be honest, Steve and me, we love more the first match than the second one, because maybe we are already bruised or whatever, but we work hard. We add and take, a few things from that first match, but we love it, man. We love it. We love working each other.
I loved how over the next couple years, even though you all didn't have a full-on feud, they would constantly reference it. There were a couple spots. I know he threw you out of the 97 and 98 Royal Rumble, so you all are playing off history there. And then, of course, you were the mystery guy for No Way Out to replace Shawn Michaels. That had to be a tough spot for you to be in. You're replacing the world champion in this match, but you do have this history with Steve Austin. What did you think the reaction was going to be to it being Savio Vega?
Well, when this happened, the thing that they say, well, have to be Savio. Cannot be nobody else. Have to be him. So they put me there. Now they're looking, okay, what's going to be the end? I said, well, cannot be on Savio, because it's going to be too obvious. So, okay, they changed whatever they have to do there. And man, if you see, we don't have too much, between him and me, because already I was in another story, different story. He was in the, going to the top big time. but I love it. Love work with have Terry Funk, Mike Big Foley there in that same ring. Everybody. I mean, we have fun. We have fun. Remember Foley and me. I saw a big piece of butt wire, and I said, Foley, I got butt wire. He said, okay, don't tell nobody. Hide it under the ring, and when it's time, we're gonna do it. I said, okay, and we keep it quiet. So I got the glove to hurry up, and here come I dropped the butt wire, put him in the butt wire. All the babyface, Steve, Terry, and they're pissed. They're pissed because what happened with the butt wire? They don't know, and they have to come and save. But at the same time, they have to stop, coming and let us do whatever we're gonna do. So finally, we do the butt wire, we beat the hell out of each other. We have fun. Like I told you, man. It was great to work with those gentlemen, and man, happy to be there.
I had mentioned the Royal Rumbles that you were a part of, which again are very similar to the MLW Battle Riot July 10th that you're going to be a part of. Austin eliminated you in a couple of those, but you did those both as Savio and as Kwang. You did those in the past. I know once you eliminated Dory Funk Jr. out of the 96 Rumble, and then as Kwang, you tossed out Doink. What were the differences in working a match like that with a mask, without a mask?
Well, it's just the character. To me, just the character. Kwang was the TNT that I performed here in Puerto Rico and Japan. The only thing it was, change something in the outfit and the mask, on Kwang. And TNT was the same, but just with the paint. I have. Let me see. It's right here. They put it's a gimmick. You see the TNT gimmick. Yeah, but they put it like a cat gimmick, and they have here's Chicky Star, one of the local guys. You got Bruce Brody, rest in peace, man, and you got Abdullah the Butcher. This is from my brother. They call it La Vuelta, and he do podcasts too. And man, happy. I'm being blessed, to be honest, with this wrestling career that I do, because when I start as a fan, of course, and slowly I went too close to the ring, thanks to one of my friends in the Taekwondo school. Then from there I went to the arenas to watch wrestling, to the gym to learn some wrestling skills. Then one of my uncles that work in security here in Puerto Rico for wrestling, I go in with him all the time to see. So I was closer and closer to the ring till Isaac Rosario in Puerto Rico, an old timer, he passed away too, saw me working, and he said, hey, I'm gonna recommend you for Carlos company. I said, what? Yes. So he did that, and man, when I opened my eyes next day, I was in the ring with the pro and learning. One day, Abdullah the Butcher said, hey, you want to go to Japan? I said, yes, of course, Japan. I love to be there. And he said, well, let's go. He took me there. I went there for 2 tours with him. Till then Carlos cut me from going over there. But I love to be in the ring, man, working and perform.
We mentioned the Kwang character. Do you remember when you were a bit of a hidden character on the Sega Genesis game? Like, did they approach you about that? Because for the regular game, you weren't in it, but then on this one particular version, they added Kwang to it. Yeah,
no. Nobody. They probably have everything by computer there, using the character. But no, and I tell you, I love that character, Kwang. It's like I say, I was doing the TNT, but just with the mask. And the character was strong. Why I say that? No, because I say it's because the people told me the character was strong. When I wrestled Brett on taping week for no title match, and we break the record of rating, by that time when we wrestled, and that told me that the character, the people believe that character Kwang could beat Bret Hart, which was the champion by that time. So the character was okay, was respect.
So, like, whenever you would get put in a video game or you would get an action figure, for you, was that like, hell yeah, I know a big paycheck's about to come with this?
Yeah, coming. Some come.
So a couple years later, you were a part of the Brawl for All, and you beat up Brockus pretty bad, and he
Uh-huh.
was a
Man,
big fella. But I mean, as we
huge.
know, that doesn't always mean that translates to
Yeah.
boxing. When they told you this idea, what went through your head, and what went through your head when they said, "Hey, you're going to fight this big bodybuilder that we like a lot"?
Well, I was in my home here in Puerto Rico in a recliner, put in the tent because by the time my neck I was hurt. And when Bruce called me and told me the rules and the money and everything, he said, "You in?" I said, "Yes, I'm in." But I said, "Remember, I'm hurt right now." I said, "Don't worry, this is going to be a couple of months. You have time to, sorry, to fix it." I said, "All right, let's go." So when we have this big meeting and put the rules by the boys, who's on and who's off. So this is the crew. So that's when they say, and that's on a video too. I choose the guys, put the names out. We put the rules. It's not gonna be no kicks, just takedowns. They say no kicks because the only karate guy here or martial arts guy here is Savio, and he's gonna kick everybody's ass. So no kicks. So just punching and takedowns and stuff like that. Knockouts, of course. So when we choosing people, it took me with Brackus, and I said, okay, you and me. So he called me before the fight. Savio, how you doing, man? He say, we gonna fight? He says, yes, but for real? I said, yeah, this is real, and they're gonna pay you. You win or lose this type of money, and you continue. He said, but real? I says, yes, yes. So he still not believe till I believe give the first punch, in the ring. Now he's pissed, but at the same time, I'm martial arts. I believe I know how to protect myself. When I see that monster in front of me, I see those 4x4s,
Yeah.
like this. That's big arm. I say, if he catch me with one of those, I'm going down bad. So I cannot going down. I need to fight myself. So that's what I did. I believe I put a little bit of mind skills with what I did there, and man. But after that, I looked for him. I checked on him, and I don't know. He disappeared. Hope he's okay. Yeah, I believe he's back home maybe. But I hope he's in good shape. Big. I mean, what a body he have.
Yeah.
And that take a lot of time. But man, Brawl for All was tough for a lot of guys. A lot of guys.
Considering how he was built, did you kind of assume that his cardio would be maybe not on the level? Because I mean, you all went the distance, and when you're built
Yeah.
like that, I mean, when you see the best UFC fighters and the best boxers, they're not built like that. They're usually they
Uh-huh.
usually look a lot different.
Plus, you have the mouthpiece, and I mean, something that you don't used to do it, from zero to have that thing in your mouth, and you try to breathe and move at the same time and think, and it's a coordination. Of course, we have that coordination in the ring with wrestling, but with gloves, in where I mean, you naturals, then you have that glove there is warm, then you have that mouthpiece, and you have a big bear monster in front of you to kick your ass. It's like man, you need to do something here. But he went to the distance, like you say. I broke his nose. He was very pissed. If you see that tape, he's across the ring. Look at me like I want to kill you. And I just did this to him, like you cannot see that in the tape, but I was doing it. It's like, you okay, man? He's like, oh, I want to kill you. But I say, if he grab me with one of those 4x4, I'm gonna be in trouble. And hey, I did it.
And about 5 weeks later, you fought Draws. What was your all's relationship like before and after that? Did you all get along?
Good. Yes, yeah. Dross was. He's still a great guy, man. Dross was a funny guy. Happy all the time. I mean, man, you cannot say nothing negative about Dross. He's a great guy. So listen to this. I was in a hotel. I remember, lay down. I know I want to fight him later at night. And my ex-wife says, "Hey, go to the gym, go work out. Get ready." I said, "I'm okay. I feel okay." What I did, I took some fat burners, to keep me in shape. And what that did was make me like a weak. I was like no excuses. I went to the ring. If you see me, I'm walking like know, uh, and my legs was wobbling. No legs, no coordination, and good that he not knocked me out. I lost by points, but man, I wish to be there a little bit more. The one that was dangerous was Bart Gunn. He was knocking everybody
Yes.
just with just looking at the guy. He's already down. What a fight! What a fight!
I was also like, I went back and watched it recently, and everybody knew that Steve Blackman could fight. Everybody knew that was going to be the case, and they knew that he had a wrestling background. Godfather surprised me a lot. I didn't expect his boxing technique to be so good, and I went back and watched that, and I was like, man, he's like 300 plus pounds, and he's got some pretty good box. Like usually you'll see the guys just winging it from here, but he was pretty good. Like I was very impressed by him.
Almost all these guys have like some type of fighting skills, before coming to WWF when they're kids or young or whatever, and they know how to defend themselves.
So during that period, obviously you exploded on a global scene. Did WCW ever reach out to you? Because they were always trying to bring people over.
No. When I finished the company, I come straight to Puerto Rico with Victor Quiñones, rest in peace, and Miguel Perez, one of the Boricuas. And we come to Puerto Rico, and we opened IWA Puerto Rico. And since that, 1999, we did the first show with WWF, by that time, characters like Big Show, Undertaker, Mankind, Triple H, The Rock. We bring a bunch of talents from the company to launch the IWA Puerto Rico. The company is still running. I opened the company. I own the company right now. The people could go on YouTube and IWA Puerto Rico and check what we're doing. Also, IWAPuertoRico.com and see what we're doing here in Puerto Rico. And things coming better and better. Every week, every day, man, some good news coming to me. And I'm excited. Soon we're gonna tape some pay-per-views.
Nice.
Probably it's gonna be air July 31st. And man, I'm excited for this. Happy.
And I mean, we've seen some crossover there. Like Richard Holiday right now has the Caribbean Heavyweight Championship. Like we're seeing a lot of some of the people like him like really expand, and that's got to feel good that something that you head up has had such a long and successful history. And especially, unfortunately, the pandemic slowed everything down, but it seemed like you all were gaining so much speed right before that, because I would always see the new shows advertised. Then unfortunately the pandemic slowed things down.
Yeah, that's true. So now we have a new studio in Alto Rey, Puerto Rico, San Juan area, and where we're gonna tape, like I say, the pay-per-views there. I'm excited to have that done and put it on air, to see the reaction of the world, because the company is coming, is growing, man. I'm happy with things that have been happening. And thanks to MLW Cold Power, we are looking for what date where they open here in Puerto Rico, everything, to bring the company to Puerto Rico. So it's going to be a mixed promotion, the local guys with the MLW, and man, exciting for this event.
In addition to all that, like we've seen you do some really cool independent stuff. Like I know that you've done AIW, I know you've done PWG in the past, GCW, and I mean, like I mentioned earlier, you hold such a fond place in the hearts of so many wrestlers that are emerging now. I'm sure there's plenty of them that are like, man, I grew up watching you. How does that make you feel?
Happy, to be honest. I try to do the best I can and teach all the time. That's the way that I learn, the way that I see the old timers teach me. Few, not all, but few teach me, how to be better inside the ring and how I could do better things to perform in front of the people. So that's what like I said before, that's what I do in MLW to help the young guys get better in the ring with their spots or whatever they do inside the ring. I'm there to coach them and help them to make better, because if they look better, that's for them. but at the same time, the company look better because they showing quality of wrestling, and that's very important in the company. That's what I do in my company. When we have the first IWA, that's what I was doing, training all these guys until they show me they can do it. Then later I let them go, and man, we have sold out every night, everywhere here in the island. So that's what I'm looking right now to come back to that and make the new generation guys start superstars locally, and maybe soon, you never know, you're probably gonna see each one or everyone in MLW.
And as we wrap up, I'm working on a piece about people who have worked with The Undertaker. And you had several matches, including one for, like you mentioned, the WWF IWA show. I know you did one with him in Mexico where it was the Ministry against yourself, Miguel, and Kane. I know you wrestled him on Raw. You wrestled him in dark matches. You did stuff on, like, Shotgun. You had a lot of different, unique experiences with The Undertaker, from the Kwang match to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
What was he like to work with? Because by the time you ended up working with him, he had been around for a few years in WWF.
Yeah. Well, the first time I wrestled Undertaker, I was Kwang. Kwang. And it was the first match with him. And from that match, I learned how to work with him. You need to know how to work with big, characters like that. And he's a huge guy too. So when I did my second match with him as the Nation of Domination, Savio Vega, now I know how to work with him. If you see the two matches, you're going to see the difference in where Savio Vega with the Nation was more aggressive towards the Undertaker, more movement, more more attacking, because I learned how to work with him. And you need to be on top of Taker to wrestle him, because if not, he's going to keep going, standing up, and make you tired. And you need to know how to work with him. And man, happy to work with him many times. Like I said, when I was in a welfare for him, they interviewed me there. In the beginning, I was with the character Kwang with Yokozuna, and every time we are in the ring and you see the lights went dark and you see that gun and hear the people going crazy, was a nice, beautiful moment to be there in the ring, in the middle of the ring, listen to this Coliseum going crazy with him. And man, happy. He's a friend, he's a brother, he's a BSK, and man, love that guy. Good guy, great guy.
Another person I meant to ask you about, and we don't hear about a lot of people interacting with him personally, another guy who's been there for decades, Kevin Dunn. He's responsible for a lot of the production. Did you ever have like many conversations with him? Did you ever work with him a lot? Or was he kind of off to his own?
No, he in the beginning, of course, he was busy. He's a busy man with TV because he have in his shoulder, the whole show, they have to work perfect. Of course, he had many other tentacles, with people's doing their jobs too, which they doing a great job. But I don't have this big time conversation with him. Just hello, maybe a point here. What about this? Yes, whatever. Minor things. But what I did all the time was when I'm off on Monday Night Raw, I sit down in the Vince's seat in the gorilla position. I put his headset, so I listen to everything, how they do, what they do, and I was learning all the time, learning. Listen to him till before you probably remember, before they take 4 hours in one week, because it was Monday was one live. Week live, one tape. So what I do was sit down and listen to the first hour, which is tape. When live come, that's when Vince is coming. One time I remember, I forget who says, "Hey, Vince is gonna, he gonna be mad because you sit in his seat with his headset." I said, "Well, I don't think so, but if he tells me something, well, it's gonna be my fault." And I stay there. And one day, yes, he arrived. When he arrived, I get up, I clean the headset, to give it to him. He said, no, stay there. I said, well, I sit down here because I want to learn. I said, very good, stay there. So I said, hey, the boss told me to stay. Nobody gonna take me out of here. So I put my headset back and I sit down to listen how they do things. Cameras here, lights there, the music here, the everything. Pam, 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 pam. So I said, hey, they already have the wheel running. Why are gonna change it? What I have to do is make it better. So man, I took that experience from WWE to Puerto Rico, and we put it on to work. And now that I have the company, with me, that's what I'm gonna do again, and come back and like a phoenix, coming from the ground to poof, make it big.
I was gonna say that had to help so much when doing the IWA stuff, like learning all
Oh
that
yeah,
from the top wrestling company, the top production company, and I mean, there are some things with their production that I don't like these
hey,
days, but I mean,
yeah,
especially back then, everything looked so natural and
smooth.
good and smooth. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, in the front of the camera, you have wrestlers. They are professionals. They know
yeah.
what they do inside the ring. Then in the back, you have another team of professionals with television, and you put that together, see what you see. Good quality timing. Everything was on time because we know we have the timing to work inside the ring. They tell you 3 minutes, and you right there at 2:45, you out of there. So you give time to them, so they know what they're gonna do with that timing, or what you kill that other 15 seconds doing whatever till they go to commercial. And now when they say out, you need to get out because something else coming in. And that's it. When you have that, you finish happy, shower, and get out of here.
And I think it shows that Court Bauer spent a lot of time there too, because his show MLW looks really great. The graphics are great. The
Yes,
transitions are great. We got Battle
love it,
Riot coming up.
love it.
Yeah, we got Battle Riot coming up on July 10th. Savio Vega, IWA Puerto Rico as well. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for being so
Yes.
generous. I was so happy to finally make this interview happen.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Shane, for having me, man. Like I say, don't miss MLW.com. Don't miss IWAPuertoRico.com. That's my company in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I mean, hope this year, but if not next year, you will see MLW against IWA in Puerto Rico, which is going to be very, very interesting. We're looking for to do that. The fans in Puerto Rico know about the company. So, hey, check it out. Check it out.
Guys, until next time, we're out.